Alright, so I live in a flat with 3 other people. This means I don't have a dedicated Lego room. Big tables, large streets. That just ain't happening in my current living situation. So I figured I'd go with the next best option. A Lego city on shelves. Alright, let's begin. Alright, some context before we start. This shelf is currently in my lounge/dining area. Before it became a city shelf, there was other miscellaneous sets on it, which I've now scattered across the house, like the Death Star, boutique flowers.
Are you Mick Mouse?
If you know, you know. But that's not all. We've had to move some sets into the stairwell, like Winnie the Pooh and some other Star Wars sets as well. This is the problem when you have so much Lego and no space to put it. Okay, welcome to the bottom shelf. So my current layout on this bottom shelf is all of the half modulars or MOCs that I've built. From left to right we have the apartment from the bookstore, the apartment from the pet shop, good old Sesame Street, the bookstore, the pet store, the Lego store, and the downtown noodle shop. I figured the bottom shelf was the best spot for all these half modulars, so that way I've got enough room on the other shelves to fit the full size ones. Still yet to add road plates to the bottom here, but I've added a little bit of life. You can see we've got a good old countdown truck. My girlfriend put her Lego Friends boba tea cart down there as well. We've got our little ice cream truck. Can't forget the London bus. Let's move up a level. All right, we've made it to shelf number 2. We have the Parisian restaurant, the police station, and the good old corner garage. This one has a lot more going on and it's probably my favorite shelf. If you saw my TikToks, you'll know this was the second shelf that I put the roads on, and I'm just such a big fan of this T section. Having depth in the shelf just looks, so nice. But because this shelf has a road, it means I can add more vehicles. So you can see here we've got the camper van. This bus here was from a set that I got in 2008. You can tell because the stickers are coming off and we're missing a couple of pieces. There's also nobody driving the bus or on the bus for that matter, but just ignore that. We've got the LEGO Ideas vintage car. We've got the horse float going into the gas station. That's also from a 2000 set, 2009, 2008. You can see we've got a lady chilling with her donuts and her pot of coffee. The cops just having a yarn outside. Kid in the middle of the road on a skateboard. And we've got a lady in the Parisian restaurant having a croissant. There's a few more stories happening on the rooftops as well. We've got the infamous donut thief running away. The policeman's chasing him up the ladder. We've got a dude sunbathing on top of the corner garage. And you can't forget Peppa Pig chilling on top of the police station. Turns out my girlfriend planted her there and I just haven't moved her. If I move the bus out the way, you'll see that we have a big empty space chilling here. Well, that's where we're going to be planting the jazz club. Ho ho ho! All right, up another shelf. Sweet as. I'm too tall. This street's probably the most busy. It's got the biggest buildings, it's got the most cars and the most people. Here we've got the Palace Cinema. This is probably one of my favorite builds to date. Right next door we have Assembly Square. Fun fact, this was the very first modular that I ever built. I bought this second hand to save a few dollars and I had to sort out the entire thing by piece, color, part, blah blah blah. And we only had 1 or 2 missing parts, so great success. Further up the road we have the Downtown Diner. It comes with an Elvis lookalike in his pink Cadillac. You can see my little minifigure from my profile picture. And right on the corner is the Boutique Hotel, which is the first modular building I ever bought. I built Assembly Square first, but I bought Boutique Hotel first. Very confusing. But on the street you can see we've got a few stories. We've got the vintage taxi, which was a gift with purchase with the Boutique Hotel. We've got a woman crossing the road with her baby. She does have a bottle of some sort in her hand. We'll just say it's Sprite. We've got a policewoman chasing down a robber in his red car. Looks like he just stole $100. Man's rich. Outside the cinema we have the limousine pulling up with the actress in the back and all the fans waiting outside. You can tell they're so excited from their big bright smiles. And last but not least, all right, as Owen Wilson would say,
Wow.
This is the top shelf. If the last shelf was busy, this is a bit more chaotic, I guess. We have the Daily Bugle standing tall in all its glory. Next door we have the Sanctum Sanctorum, and that's probably my favorite out of the two. I just love the architecture and the layout, and I'm a huge fan of all the minifigures. Especially the Spider-Man, it looks amazing. Let me know your favorite Spider-Man in the comments. Spoiler alert, mine's Tobey Maguire. I was a big fan of the clear sticks that came with this set, so you could make it look like Doctor Strange was flying or Iron Man was hovering. And to top it all off, you can tell I didn't really rearrange these minifigures because old mate Ernie's just chilling there watching the entire battle unfold. And over on the far left, we have the elephant in the room, the Sit Complex. Yeah, taking this off the shelf onto the table for all the TikToks was so scary every time. But this thing looks amazing. It's so nice to have two really tall buildings. Finally, for the latest building, right in between the Bugle and the Sit Complex, we have Carl Fredricksen's house, also known as the Up House. If you've seen the movie Up or you know the real life story, you know this little house refused to move between this large mall or skyscrapers. So I thought putting it in between the Bugle and the Sit Complex was a good idea. And it looks so nice next to these boring, bland colors. I'd say that this is definitely my equivalent to Brixie's Pop Culture Street, because I'm trying to put all the movie related stuff up here. You can see we've got the Mystery Machine, we've got Harry Potter trotting along with his insert name here. We've got Indy and Henry Jones Sr. cruising along. The fighter plane that was chasing them is currently sitting on top of the Sit Complex. We've got Rocket and the Black Panther battling it out right now. I bought these mechs just for the minifigures because I want to start collecting all of the MCU superhero minifigures. But the mechs look pretty cool, so I figured they can go on display for now. Well, I'm out of breath, and that's my shelf. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my Lego city on a shelf without a dedicated room because I have no space. It's definitely a work in progress. We have roads to make, buildings to add, but we'll get there. Shout out to the likes of Cam Toner and Shy Time for also making Lego City shelves. Let me know in the comments if you own any of these buildings and which one's your favorite. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.